I served 19 years of a 32-year prison sentence before receiving a conditional pardon and being released, but because it was a conditional pardon, it didn't wipe my record. So if you do a background check, I still show up as having 12 felony convictions. So when I went to look for a job, I didn't know what to do because I had a 19-year gap in my resume. So I put down all my prison jobs. I put down working in the wood shop, working in the law library, working on maintenance, all the things I did because I worked the whole time I was in prison. It was actually part of my education and my growth and my development. So I put that down. Remember the first job interview I went to, I put in 100 applications because I figured most of the people weren't going to give me a chance. Went to the first interview, sat down, and the guys were like, "We just don't understand. What made you leave the Department of Corrections? We hear they have really great benefits." And I looked at them and I thought they were joking. And I was like, "Oh no, I don't think you understand. Like, I was a resident of the Department of Corrections. I wasn't just an employee." And they just looked at me with this shocked expression and didn't know what to do and looked back and forth. And finally were like, "Well, do you still want the job?" As if they had somehow offended me by not understanding. And I actually didn't end up taking that job because I put in for a lot of jobs. I looked at a lot of options, and that would have been a great job. It's at the local university. It would have paid well, had good benefits, but it wouldn't have had any flexibility. And once I hit the ground running with social media, once I hit the ground running with all the projects I was working on, I realized that flexibility would be really important because if I wanted to do speaking engagements, I wanted to travel, I wanted to do these other things that I never imagined I'd be able to do before, I needed to have that flexibility. So I took a low-paying 1099 job that didn't have any benefits at all, and I've continued to grow from there. I started Second Chancer Foundation. Just yesterday, I started with CVCJ, Central Virginia Community Justice, where I'm the program director. So I continue to try to do things. But what I found is that leading with my experience, whether that was the work experience I had when I was in prison or my lived experience in prison or basically the things that I've done and the value I can actually add to a situation, rather than trying to hide from it, I lead with it, and it's created opportunities that I never imagined.